associates had an accident.
So you killed someone?
No, it was the gravity that killed him.
Do you need those phones?
France makes a foray into the Oscars race, Lock, Stock and a whole new set of gangsters from Guy Ritchie, and the film festival celebrating small but perfectly formed cinema. That's all coming up in today's show. We're kicking off with a movie that set the Cannes Film Festival alight last year. Les Misérables has been celebrated for its compelling storyline, which follows a rookie police officer on his first day in Paris's tough northern suburbs. Taking in petty crime, Islamic radicalisation and even circus animals, the movie has already won a handful of Lumière Awards here in France, and now it's headed to Tinseltown. Pierrick Laurent and Terry Fitzpatrick caught up with the cast and crew.
They've walked the red carpets for months, from the Cannes Film Festival to Hollywood. The team from Les Misérables has captured the media spotlight.
We don't expect anything. We're happy to be there. And it's only a plus. If we win, it's even better. But if we don't win, we'll still look at it as a great adventure, a great experience.
With his first film, Lodgley is up against established directors in the Best Foreign Film category. One of his main competitors is Pedro Almodovar. Lodgley appeared a bit starstruck when they met.
Enchanté, on est très content.
Oh oui, on est très content avec.
Behind the scenes, the Oscar race is like an election campaign, and this is the equivalent of a political rally. On this night, the team from the animated feature film I Lost My Body is screening their movie at a Los Angeles theater. There are questions and answers afterward to convince the audience to vote for their film instead of a massive box office hit like Toy Story 4.
We have to sell this idea of originality, this idea of creativity, of an alternative cinema. And people are receptive to that idea. Then it takes the power of Netflix to really get the message out there and to get people to watch the movie. Because in general, when people see the film, they vote for the film.
Studios spend up to $30 million in ads per film to influence the Oscar vote. On Hollywood Boulevard, where preparations for the ceremony are underway, director Ian Piat and his producers are dreaming of an Oscar. They're in the short film category, where money isn't everything.
For me, we are still in a sort of bubble that really focuses on the quality of the film. So we do have a PR person that takes care of promoting the film a little bit, talking about it a little bit. But all of that was quite last minute. So it's a totally different approach than that of feature films.
Bienvenue à Hollywood!
French nominees are competing in 6 categories at the Oscars on Sunday.
Vive la France!
Gangsters, drug deals and London's criminal underworld, director Guy Ritchie has gone back to his roots for his latest action comedy, The Gentleman. The star-studded cast includes Matthew McConaughey, Colin Farrell and Hugh Grant, and critics have applauded their comic talents when it comes to delivering the director's famous one-liners. Naomi Lloyd takes a look.
Now, I can't be specific about the heroes and zeros.
Heroes in white collars who'll fight a 2-hour ruthless war.
I would like you to consider an offer.
I am not for sale.
Louis reigns over his empire, a huge underground cannabis plantation.
Got all these suits and tough guys and aristocrats and things and such, and this, and we're going on a shoot. So, but we are what? We're selling weed, man.
And if you smell smoke, it's because there's a fire.
Facing not just weapons, but also cutting dialogue, the trademark of director Guy Ritchie.
His name was Fahok. It was spelled with a PH, so it sounds like Fahok. Please! All right, Fahok, Conda Fahok. Please!
It's really, really tasty stuff. Like, I remember the first film of his, like many others that I saw, was Lock, Stock. And just the riff, it's just like jazz, you know? Just jazz and everyone kind of bouncing off each other and, you know, yeah, all these different notes being hit simultaneously.
One of her associates had an accident.
Absurd situations.
So you killed someone?
No, it was the gravity that killed him.
And a healthy dose of absurd British humour.
With cinema, we're looking south now to Clermont-Ferrand. The French city is home to the biggest festival dedicated to short films in the world, with all of the features there coming in at under 59 minutes long. This year, 161 films are up for prizes. Here's a look at some of what's on offer this year from Catherine Bennett and Renaud Lefort.
It may be a short film festival, but there's nothing short about this year's lineup. There are 161 films in competition from all over the world, including from this young American director. In Lefty Righty, a divorced rancher and his daughter become closer after the family's patriarch dies. Not your typical Western.
One of the earliest concepts behind this film, earliest images, earliest ideas was a sort of curiosity I had of what would happen if you put a little girl in a room full of all these shaggy dudes in this kind of gruff, masculine family. The emotion that I most care about in this movie is kindness, but something that's exceedingly lacking in the United States right now is a way to look at each other as friends and neighbors rather than someone on the other side of a fence.
For the festival's 42nd edition, 165,000 festival-goers can look forward to two main themes: Polish cinema and its iconic film posters, and the world of farming, with a beautiful documentary from Hubert Charuel. The French filmmaker, who won a César Award in 2018 for Bloody Milk, filmed his parents' daily life on their farm just before they retired. From cows to mules in French-Moroccan director Sophia Aloi's latest film. A winner at Sundance is the standout of this year's festival with its striking plot. An alien invasion in Morocco's Atlas Mountains.
This film could be seen as an end-of-the-world story, because there's a new thing that happens which shakes up my character's deepest beliefs. That's a bit how the film is presented. But with this end of the world, something else is born. It's the old world confronted with the new.
There's also a tribute to the Dutch director, writer, musician and designer Rosto, who died in March 2019. At the Fine Arts Museum, storyboards, objects and dark fantastical film projections. In a word,
surréaliste.
Just like this year's Clermont-Ferrand Festival.
From Clermont-Ferrand to Lisbon now, as the ever-photogenic city is in the spotlight here in Paris, in a season of films celebrating the Portuguese capital. The Forum des Images is hosting the myriad ways the city's been portrayed by both local and foreign filmmakers, with those features screening until the end of March. From the cinema of giants like Manuel de Oliveira to more contemporary offerings from Pedro Costa, here's a look at Cristel Alves Meira's Invisible Hero, which was also shown at the Cannes Film Festival last year.
Temos, todos que vivemos, uma vida que é vivida e outra vida que é pensada. E a única vida que temos é essa, que é dividida entre a verdadeira e a errada.
And to wrap up this movie world tour, we'll leave you with a taste of Birds of Prey. Actress Margot Robbie is both producing and starring in this film, taking the lead as Harley Quinn. The DC Comics heroine is part of the supervillain collective The Suicide Squad, and this latest film tracks her exploits on the mean streets of Gotham City. Otherwise, do remember to check out our website for more arts and culture, and you can keep up with us on social media too. There's more news coming up on France 24 just after this.